You ask and you shall receive, guys. Yuri on Ice, episode 1 and 2. I just completed watching. Now, this is going to be a very hard series to review because honestly, I don't get the appeal to ice skating at all. You know how some people don't like football, soccer, tennis. Ice skating is a sport and I just typically don't get it. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand how it's scored because in a sports anime, man, I think it's mandatory to explain how the sport works. Especially a sport that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do not play or do. I'm just going out on a limb and saying I might be wrong. If you are a world-class figure skater, I apologize. I gotta give the anime credit where it's due. The OP is honestly a very good OP. The animation is fucking glorious. Even though it's usually highlighted to show Victor's ass. I don't know why, but I bet you girls enjoy that very fucking much. Before I get any further, it is not a bad anime. Let me repeat that. This is not a bad anime. Now, that's one way to judge an anime, whether knowing if it's good or not. Another way is enjoyment. Did I enjoy this anime? Did I like it? Well, I watched 2 episodes of it. I still don't have a boner. I guess I could sit through more. Just saying, before we get any further again, episode 3, the title tracks for their performance is called Sensual Love and Sexual Love. I have a feeling next week is probably going to be one of the gayest episodes in anime history, and since there's an anime airing about men in hot springs dancing on ice and a lot of yaoi going on, I'm just happy there's also an anime about oppa and ass airing simultaneously. I'm just glad about that so fucking much, man. Let's just put it this way, guys. Yuri on Ice is way better than fucking Days, alright? So, obviously, it's not fucking bad. It's better than Days by a long shot. So, as I was saying, man, this anime is getting so much love, so it's gonna be pretty hard to review it without pissing you guys off. But, I'm just gonna straight up say it. This, even though it's not bad, is an average anime. It's average. At every point that I've seen so far, it is average. It doesn't mean it's bad. There's still 10 episodes left, so my opinion could change drastically. Don't hold my word for it, guys. But right now, it is average. I have a saying. It goes, if you could describe a character with one word, it's not a well-written character. We got our typical tsundere. We got our flirtatious, feminine coach, and we got our motivated MC who so far, man, the MC of Yuri, I was thinking, who does he remind me of? Because he did remind me of somebody. I was thinking through all the sports anime I've seen, and I came up with no conclusion. It is not until I was thinking about his glasses when I remember, oh wait, he does remind me of someone. Not from sports, but from music. From Your Lie in April, Kosei Arima. He reminded me of him by their looks and by their mannerisms. Now, at the very beginning, Kosei was just like Yuri. He was very uncomfortable performing in large crowds. He couldn't really continue. Now, the reasons for that is completely different. Arima, he had an abusive mother. Yuri, we don't know yet. We haven't actually touched into the mind of Yuri yet. This anime kind of likes focusing more on comedy than the actual people themselves, their mentality, their state of mind, how they're gonna perform next, what's making them change. Because Yuri, right now, it looks like he got over his fear or something. He looked very motivated. He wants Victor to himself. He desperately needs Victor in his life. But his problem was that he couldn't make it when it counted. He lost at the Nationals. He lost at this other tournament they had. He loses every single time when it counts. Even though there's no people around, this is a big deal because they put some stakes at this showdown that they're going to have next week. Yuri are going to fight for Victor's love. It's not love? It's not love. I could have sworn it was love. Okay, I'm being told it is not love. It is whether Victor will stay in Japan or Russia. Alright. Well, let's clear that up. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. So next week, man, I hope we get to see how Yuri gets through this, through his mind. Because if they don't give a good explanation why he's able to do it now, because I don't think running and losing weight is enough to make that disappear. Because they made it a huge problem right away from the get-go, saying that Yuri has a problem performing in crowds when it counts. That's a problem he has. You get me? It should not be easily just brushed away. Because that was one thing I really did enjoy about this anime so far. Because in many sports anime, man, they only focus on teams. Like, alright, we got to beat this team. We got to figure out how this team works. We got to strategize around the team. But guess what, man? There's more to it. There's nervousness going into this. There is the crowd. The crowd plays a huge factor. It plays a huge factor, guys. I remember when I was in fucking high school freshman year, I got scared getting in front of my class and explaining a project. I got nervous for that shit. Now you're telling me these figure skaters are performing to the world? Same thing with Haikyuu, same thing with Ippo. They never really talk about the crowds or the pressure, you know, how bad, how scary it is performing in front of all these people. Yuri on Ice was actually doing it for a bit, then it kind of forgot all about it. So I'm hoping it continues that aspect, because that is one aspect I really did enjoy for this anime. So let's see more of that. I want to see more of that. Let Yuri monologue in his mind how hard it is performing in front of all these people, how scary it is, how frustrating it is too, and how he'll get through this, because that is one of his faults. He failed when it counts, and right now is a big moment. This performance should decide his fate. I always enjoy the underdog story, so that is one good thing I like about him, that he's an underdog. He's been getting last place for, what, 5 years already? That's what they said? 5 fucking years? He's never won anything in his life. He's gotten to the point where he's considered elite, but he doesn't perform well. The other Yurio. Now this guy I have a problem with, because he's your typical tsundere. There's nothing else about him other than he loves Victor, and there's this whole love triangle going between these three. Let's be real, guys. It is a fucking love triangle. Come on. There's some funny moments in episode 2 when he joins in the hotel and, you know, he starts living there. It's pretty funny. And Victor's a fucking dick. He literally forgot about the original Yurio and fucking ditched him and left for the other Yuri. What a fucking slut. Am I right? How fucking slutty does this guy have to be? He has to have the young man, man. Fucking dick. Now in episode 2, he had a reason to stay mad at Yuri. But in episode 1, when Yuri was crying, you know, he wanted to win. He wanted to continue. It was pretty, you know, there was a hint of emotion there. That's the only time there was emotion, but it was there. It was hinted at. And then fucking Yurio kicks the door open and says, "Fuck you, retire, piece of shit, I'm out." What the fuck, man? Why? The only reason that should happen was to say, "Hey, I'm a fucking tsundere. I'm gonna be your rival for Victor's love. Let's go. Fuck you." That was the only reason that dialogue was spoken. The only reason, man. There was no way a logical, realistic person would fucking say that to a crying person who just lost a huge competition. There's no fucking way, man. No fucking way. Unless that happens in Japan. I don't know. I don't live in Japan. As I said in the beginning, episode 1 is very important. It is one of the most important episodes of any fucking series. That is fucking, how you say it? It's a commandment, man. It's a commandment of anime. It is written in stone. It should be. Now, episode 1 was just telling us, alright, Yuri has a problem performing in front of people. He can't do it when it counts. And that he has lost a sort of motivation to continue since he's lost. So he's looking for the motivation. He's trying to do it. And in the end, lazily, it was very fucking lazily done. But in the end, it was still logical. It made sense. Even though I didn't like it, it made fucking sense. They videotaped Yuri doing this fucking elite performance by himself. It went viral through social media. And Victor saw it. And that's how Victor and Yuri met. Now, the meeting of coach or rival with main character is usually done with a lot of build-up, an intense moment, or a performance in which they see. This was done through fucking YouTube. Now, like I said, man, it was very lazily done. It was so lazy, but it made sense. I can't hate it for that. It made fucking sense. They're using technology in modern day to continue to further the plot faster instead of having all that build up for the meeting. They could have done it so many other ways though. I'm not talking about the meetup. I'm talking about showing how this affects Yuri. Now, they could have done it better. It was just mostly monologue with Yuri and then some comedy bits to, for comedic relief. That was it. They could have done it maybe like they did in Haikyuu, seeing Hinata fucking struggle against Kageyama as his team didn't give a fuck about winning. Hinata wanted to win, and then he got fucking decimated by Kageyama, and then finally going, you know what? I want to get better. I'm going to continue doing this, blah, 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 blah. Or with Kosei, him breaking down, the whole audience looking at him as he cries that he can't continue playing because he can't hear the music. All these intense moments show us what's going through the character. They could have done this with Yuri. They could have shown the match that he lost to continue on, show him break down, show him get nervous, make him slip up, fall on his face or something, and that would tell us exactly the same that episode 1 told us, but way more fucking better. This is a sports anime. The sport should be being played through the perspective of the MC. That's how these shows should work. That's how they should go, instead of a lot of monologue, go into a hot spring, some comedic relief to release the tension. But there was no tension to begin with because we didn't see anything from Yuri in the beginning. All we saw him was cry. That is it. We didn't see how bad he did. Losing sucks. I get it. I fucking get it. He trained for his whole life for this, but we didn't see anything. Yeah. But there is positives in this show, man. I said it already. There is fucking positives. They could continue with the whole mental side of Yuri on how the crowd and the pressure affects him. Because it affects everybody, man. It affects everybody equally. And so far, he's the only one that actually shows any signs of it. The other Yurio, it doesn't seem he gets affected by that at all. He doesn't mind it. So it is a very interesting aspect to see Yuri have that nervousness of the crowd in him. I enjoyed it as much as a straight man can. So, yeah. There's still 10 episodes left, man. We still have a long way to go. It could definitely change. It could definitely become one of the best. But, so far, man, my first impressions of this series is, I don't get why it's ranked 3rd. I just don't get it. It's ranked pretty fucking high. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me or not? Let me know in the comment sections below. I will see you guys in the next video. Sayonara.